Hey everyone, it's Jamie Slays. So I've decided to do the video that everyone's been asking about for ages, sort of a studio tour. I'm just going to go through all of my guitars that I currently own, and I'm going to talk to you about them, where I got them, how I got them, why I got them, how old they are, how long I've had them for, that kind of thing. So yeah, just going to get straight stuck into it. Going to do them in the order I got them in, ranging all the way from the first one to the most recent one. There's some I've had in the past that I've got rid of. I'm not going to talk about those. I'm only going to talk about the ones that I've currently got. Let's get stuck into it. So if you've been on the channel for a while, this is my Schecter C1 Diamond series. I've had this one for about 17 years, since I kind of graduated high school, as it were. When I was 16, I got it as a prize or a gift from my parents for doing my exams. And yeah, I got it in a shop called Sound Control, which is now PMT. And it was the first guitar I got after like a starter kit, which I had a Squire Showmaster, which you may have seen on the channel before, but I don't have it here right now. I've changed the pickups multiple times in the past. I had a Seymour Duncan Dimebucker in there where I tried to make it Dimebaggy, and then I've put EMGs in there recently, and then I've now got my own pickups, the Gatekeeper neck and the rail version of the Gatekeeper bridge. So yeah, this is the Schecter C1 Diamond series. It's probably about 17 years old, 2003, 2004. And I really like it. It's really thick, and it was my first guitar, and I probably would never get rid of it just because of the sentimental value. So this one is sort of the one that started it all for me on the YouTube stuff. So this is the Ibanez RgAIX6FM with the upgraded Gatekeeper melon pickups and the strap locks and all that kind of stuff. It's a bit battered. I've had it now for maybe 4 or 5 years. It was the first guitar I technically bought as a YouTuber. If you've been on the channel for a while, you may have seen it a lot. It just had different pickups as well. It had the original ones and their white ones, and now I've changed them out for these ones. And yeah, I got it from Guitar Bits, my friend's store. It was the first guitar I kind of sold a few guitars to buy because I just fell in love with it. It was my first proper Ibanez guitar as well, and I really like it. I've recently bought the 7-string version, which I'll show you in a sec, and I've also changed, like, the bridge is now a hip shot bridge as well, and the tuners are hip shot inline tuner replacements also, and they're really nice. They stay in tune a lot better, and the tone is a lot better from the bridge as well. And I've got one of those bridges coming for the 7-string as well. This guitar is also part of the Iron Label Ibanez series. They don't really do it anymore. They do now the Axon label, and they got rid of these. I think they only did them for like a year or two. I think in like 2016. So it's not even that old. Made in Indonesia. But yeah, I love it. It's one of my go-to guitars. This is my first Richard Fay Swirl that I got. I got it because I was obsessed with the Steve Vai neon stuff. I came kind of a bit frantically obsessed with it, to the point that when I went to Tokyo, I was hell-bent on buying a guitar whilst I was there. Took loads of pictures, did some filming with gems and universes and used models, and I was part of a forum where I was like, which guitar should I buy while I'm here? And I didn't get one, and I was a bit bummed, only because time ran out and I spent a whole day playing them that I didn't really look into actually buying any. And then I came back and I was like, oh, I really wish I'd bought one. And then Richard had this for sale. There's just the body, nothing else. And I'd been following him on Instagram for a while because I was sharing a lot of his pictures, and I'd already liked this one and said it was one of my favourites, so he sold it to me. But then the hunt was on, and I had to get an Ibanez RG1527 guitar, because basically the bridge alone on this was like £300. But I managed to find a guitar on eBay for 410. I think I got it for. My heart was racing. I was like, oh, I hope I win it. Took it all apart, took the neck off, built this one myself. So it was my first experience as well of like completely building a guitar, like literally everything. Pickups were from Bare Knuckle because I am endorsed by Bare Knuckle, although I do have my own signature pickups with Legendary. I still do get pickups from Bare Knuckle as well. And the colour they've got for the kind of luminescent yellow matches the paint pretty well. So yeah, this is my Prestige 7-string. I've currently got the carbon fibre arm on it, which is really cool, but I take it off a lot and put it on the other guitar. I have also changed the brass block and the springs and the claw to be a few tone ones as well, just to kind of change the tone a little bit. So yeah, that's my RG1527. I've got this Ibanez kind of custom guitar. It's an Ibanez RG1550 body and an Ibanez RG3550 neck, which is a Prestige maple neck with the shark fin or shark tooth. Swirled by Richard Fay in the UK in Bideford. It's also got a see-through pick guard because the electronics are all wired into the pick guard rather than into the body. It's a guitar that I bought the body of on eBay, and then I had a neck originally made by Hayden Lasilla, and then recently I just saw this one come up and a friend sent it down to me, so I was like, you know, why not put a different neck on it, just because this is now essentially a custom Ibanez rather than a custom neck made on it. Similar to my green Swirl, I became a bit obsessed with Steve Vai and the neon colours, which is why everything in this room is like green and pink and yellow. So I decided to get one of my own custom ones built. Another friend, Chris, sent me a lot of the parts as well, like the bridge and the pots, all that kind of stuff, because I essentially would have had to have bought a whole nother guitar to disassemble just to build this one. But yeah, the link in the description below. I'll show you Richard Fay's Instagram page as well, because he's great. But yeah, I love it. Custom, I chose the colours, I made it all on Procreate, and then he pretty much surpassed what I thought it was going to look like. I had to get far back for this one because it's huge. This is my Dean ML, made in China in 2019, 2020 I think. It's a fairly new one. I bought this one at the Birmingham Guitar Show 2019, so it must have been 2019 or 2020, I can't remember. Before the world kind of fell apart. Bought this. I was going to buy a Dean from Hell literally that month, but when I went and saw this, I was like, oh my god, I've loved the slime for years, I must get this one. I'll show you the headstock as well. So I got this. It was really cheap, it was like £400. I couldn't even really hear it when I was playing it, but I could feel it when I was playing it and it felt great. The bar is really nice. The bridge even, it is a Floyd Rose 1000, but it still plays really well. I have changed the pickups, as you can see they are green. These are my prototype when we did the rail prototype and the Gatekeeper neck, just to see what they would be like, because believe it or not, if you didn't know, I'm obsessed with Dimebag and have been since I was like 19, and I've always wanted an ML. The ML for me is only for Pantera, so I won't play really anything else on it because it feels a bit weird, feels a bit wrong. Love it, even though it's made in China. Plays really well. The neck's different because I think it's a C or a D shape profile, which for me is new because I'm used to playing Super Strats, which is, yeah, I think that's a C, this is a D shape because it's kind of like pointy. But it's great. Access is cool for the upper frets. It's only 22 fret, but it does change the tone of it. I will be putting in new pickups soon. I've got a Bill Lawrence, I think XL500 cream one's going there, and then Jason's going to make a normal Gatekeeper, either black or zebra as well, to match. So yeah, whenever you see me do Pantera videos, I'm usually using this, and I've got my cool camo strap because it's what Dimebag would have done. So yeah, get your pull. So this is my Solar S1.6 PB Poplar Barrel Limited. This is one of the ones where they only did like 100, I think. Made in Indonesia, as all the Solar guitars are. It's got an Evertune on it. It's the first guitar I ever properly played with Evertune. I've played one before, but not like in here for a few hours. I've changed the pickups as well to the Gatekeeper pickups with a cool kind of gold and black screw, which I got the idea from Jason Richardson. This one was kind of gifted to me by Ola. Originally it was sent to me to borrow for a video because it was just a B-stock one, so he was like, yeah, you can borrow it for some videos. And then I think it was when he was in the process of moving from his house to an actual office, he said, you know what, you can just keep it, you've done really well with the views and stuff. And then that kind of was also a big reason as to why I chose to be endorsed by Solar, because the guitars are great. It's one of the best guitars I've ever played, and it looks amazing, feels amazing, and yeah, why I'm endorsed by them now. This is my Ibanez JEM777 in the DY finish, Desert Yellow. I became obsessed with the kind of JEM777 refinishes, which was the well, not refinishes, sorry, the anniversary editions of the 30th anniversaries when they came out, and I was like, oh, I really want one of those. Why didn't I get one when they first came out? Because I kind of slept on it. I'd never been to NAMM. I only saw it on Instagram and was like, oh, I really like those, especially the green and pink, and that's why I kind of sort of became obsessed with pink and wore pink shoes and pink hoodies and green hoodies, that kind of thing. Then I went to Japan, went to Ochanomizu and Shibuya, and they had these, they had the anniversary ones, and I played in 1991 Desert Yellow, which is this one, and I was like, wow, for a guitar that was like almost 30 years old, more than 30 years old, less than 30 years old because of the 30th anniversary, it played really well and it sounded great. I got this one on Reverb last year, again my good friend Oliver, who helped me get my RG560. showed me this one because he was always looking out for them on the internet just in case a deal came up. It was an absolute bargain because, I don't know if you can see very well on the back, there was a crack here. These 3 dots are where they've reinforced it, but you would never know. I do think possibly that it's been refinished because the yellow on the headstock versus the yellow on the body, it's harder to show on the camera, but it looks slightly different, and there are bits where it's kind of chipped and there's a different yellow underneath, like here. I don't know if you can see, it's very bright, yeah, there. That's a different yellow underneath, so I feel like it's been refinished, or it's just faded somehow. But yeah, the pickups have been changed. These aren't Evos, I think these are Evos, and originally they had PAF Pros in them, or PAFs. But it's great, it plays really well. The bridge is great, it's really light, it's got a little handle on it, and it's one of those guitars that I will never sell. And even if I did sell it, I'd sell it to someone I know so I could get it back after. But I'll never sell it. And I'm not changing anything. Like, I could change the bridge and the pickups and everything. And I've seen, you know, people like McRocklin who've had theirs given to them by Steve Vai because he knows them really well. So if anyone wants to use a pink one or a green one, let me know. But the green one is like 4,000 minimum. So next time I go to Japan, maybe they'll have one. Even if it's 30th anniversary, I really want to get an LNG one. Yeah, one of my favourites. This is my solo 7-string that I got last year. I have also put in bare knuckle pickups in this one. It has gold hardware, which is really cool. Before this, I wasn't incredibly in love with gold hardware, but now I actually really like it. Especially suits this model. I think it's like a, what's it called? A B1.7 FRM gold locking tuners as well. Gold at the top. It's very nice. It's very, very reminiscent of an Ibanez. I think a Texas Special, I think they're called, or I can't remember what it's called, but they did, yeah, maybe it was Texas Special. They did like a quilted top with the wood finish. Looks a bit odd because the bridge looks like it's really far down, but actually it's just a shorter scale 7-string. I don't really like 26-inch 7-strings, baritones or anything. So this is 25.5. It's quite light. And yeah, endorsed by Solar, so I got this guitar as well. And it's my second one and I love it. So yeah, very great guitar. This is a Harley Benton SC Custom. It's the Lemon Burst, I think it's called, and I got quite lucky with this one because they all have a quilted maple top, and obviously depending on which one you get, depends on what the top is like. These are legendary pickup progenitors. I've changed the top one to flip it around, sort of like the greeny effect where it sounds a bit more twangy and single coil. I watched a film where a guy works for Rolling Stone and he's a journalist, and everyone was playing Les Pauls because it was in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, and I was like, oh, I really want one now. So I contacted Harley Benton, who said, yeah, we'll send you one over. And I love it, and I use it for all my kind of dad rock stuff, as they say, Thin Lizzy, Guns N' Roses, The Darkness, that kind of stuff. So yeah, really like it, and for the price it's an incredibly nice guitar as well. This is my Ibanez RG560. I only got it last year. It was a Reverb purchase. My good friend Oliver found it and was like, you have to get this because I wanted a HSS for a while, and it's also one of the guitars that Mick Thompson had back in the early days of Slipknot. I think he had like a greeny silver one, and he had 7 on the headstock, I think, where he stuck stickers on it. So it's a humbucker and 2 single coils, which I have had changed for Gatekeeper bridge, and then kind of prototype single coils. I imagine Jason did a neck and then split it into 2 somehow. It's got a licensed Floyd Rose bridge, which is actually really nice. I wouldn't change it, I don't think. The only thing I have changed is FU Tone hooked me up with some discount on the soundless springs, or the noiseless springs, and I got a brass block as well, so now it's a lot better than it was, but it's still great. It was more because the parts are old. This one's like 1991, I think, which is crazy. The neck is super thin, and when it's in the neck position, it's very twangy and very like 24 fret, but it does sound quite a lot like a 22 fret. So yeah, I really like this one. It's one of my favourite ones. So this is the Ibanez RG2920za. It's the Tiger Eye finish. It's a quilted maple top, as you can see with the light reflecting off it. Made in Japan, only made for like 1 year. Has the Edge Zero trem. It's very, very good. It has a system on the back that you can adjust by just rotating this bit here, and it has built in a locking system, so you don't need to use it as a trem if you don't want to. I bought it from Martin Evans, who is the former guitarist for Bleed From Within and Trigger the Bloodshed, and is now the guitar tech for Josh Middleton from Cylosis and Architects. I actually lusted after this guitar for a few years, maybe like 8 or 10 years, because I've known him for quite a while from when I was in a band and we lived quite near to each other. And then it came up that he was selling it and I just said, mate, I have to have this, please let me buy it. And I'm glad I did, because everyone keeps messaging me saying, if you ever sell it, can I have it? And I don't think I ever will, because it's great, look at it. Oh, it's yummy. So this is the Ibanez RgAIX7FM. It's the 7-string version of the 6-string one that I have. I bought it from the Instagram guitarist of my friend James Phillips. He's had it for a while now, and I know that he wanted to sell it to fund other purchases, and I've been sort of trying to get the whole set of those iron label ones. There's a Floyd Rose one and a white one too. I recently put in the Duncan Solar 7-string pickups that I took out of the Solar guitar just because Jason is currently making a 7-string set of gatekeepers that we're going to prototype in this one as well. Similar to the other one, made in Indonesia. It is pretty much an exact replica of the 6-string one, but in 7-string. It's got a bit of wear on there, as you can see. James has loved it very much. Gonna change the bridge to a hip shot. It's on its way at the moment from America. These are just the standard locking tuners, but I might change them down the line, but they are pretty good, so I'll probably just keep them as they are. But yeah, this one is great, super light. Sounds great even with the pickups that are in there, so I won't change them for a while, or at least make the gatekeepers sound kind of similar to this. And yeah, 1 volume, 3-way, and a coil tap as well, similar to the 6-string version. So there you have it. That was my current guitar collection. I say current because I'm changing them all the time. Again, like I said at the beginning, there are guitars that I have that aren't here, or the ones that I don't massively care a massive amount about that are at like my parents' house and stuff. But this is my current collection that I have in the house right now. Let me know in the comment section below which ones are your favourite. I know which ones are my favourite. They are pretty much mostly the Ibanez ones, especially this one and the 2920, the Tiger Eye one. If you want to see specific videos on the guitars themselves, I've done one on this one and on the Solar and on the Dean ML, but if you want to see more, I can do a specific video on each one, actually play them through the computer and actually record how they sound and stuff. But this was just to show you which guitars I've got, because the other day I was just looking through my phone and going, ooh, these guitars look lovely, maybe I should do a video about them. And a lot of you guys have been asking me to show you my guitar collection for a while, so decided to. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and if you are already subscribed, hit the little bell, because I really appreciate it when you guys do that, because at least then you know when I'm posting new videos, which at the moment is pretty much every Sunday and then midweek as well. Head on over to jamesglaze.com and buy yourself a t-shirt. We do new t-shirt designs every single month, and each one comes with stickers and free plectrums. Woo! But yeah, thanks for hanging around with me guys, and I'll see you guys next week for some more guitar related videos. Bye everyone.